It's pretty exciting.
We are live. I had to get cued. All right. Simon clicked the button tonight, so he tried to catch me off guard.
No, I'm taking over. It's very exciting. Hey, Mark, how are you?
Good, Simon. How you doing?
Yeah, good. We've got I've had a coffee now. I don't know if you were in, a bit earlier. I came home really late last night from a gig at 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, and I did a live stream at 10 o'clock, and I wasn't really awake, I've got to say, but it's all right. It's forever on the internet, so that's fine. But now...
Is it like a general disclaimer?
That is a bit of a general disclaimer, but I now have had 2/3 of a cup of coffee.
Does that wake you up? Does coffee wake you up?
Oh, mate, it's like the wake-up juice.
Really?
Wake-up juice in, what's that movie with Marty McFly, Back to the Future, when Doc breaks up with the girl and he needs the wake-up juice.
I don't remember that. Is that in the first one?
Third one, I think, when they're in the Wild West.
Oh, I haven't seen that one. That's why. All right. Hey, Tom, what's going on? Jeff?
Have you not seen that?
Zach, Bradley. I've seen the first 2, and the second one was enough for me.
Oh,
has everybody out there seen the all the back? Hey, Johnny. Can't speak. Has everybody?
I literally can't believe that we're in the same age bracket and you haven't seen those films.
What,
you're going to tell me next you haven't seen Star Wars or something?
No, I saw the first. Now you're too young for Star Wars, Simon. You didn't see the first Star Wars in the theater.
So no, I did. My dad took me to Empire Strikes Back, though. That was pretty exciting.
The Empire Strikes Back is one of 3 movies that I've seen in the theater more than one time. Only 3 movies that I've seen in the theater. See if you guys can guess. There's no way anybody can guess. Try to guess the 3 movies that I've seen in the theater. I'll give $1 million to anybody that can get it.
What, the first 3 movies you saw when you were a kid in the theater?
No, I'm saying the first, the 3 movies that I've seen in the theater more than one time, meaning that I actually paid to go see it in the theater twice. So the Empire Strikes Back is one.
Star Wars.
The Star Wars. I was only 5 years old, so no, that
didn't count. Okay.
Not E.T. No, good guess though.
That's a good one. Is it something really embarrassing like Rush Hour or something?
So one of them, you could think about the fact that I'm a musician. You might be able to get one. The other one, there's no way in a million years you're going to get it, because the only reason I went back the second time is because Erica Hattendorf was in the theater. I was in 8th grade. You can do the math in the time. No, not those. I'm too young for those. And so, and I'll give you a little
Breakfast Club.
No, not the Breakfast Club, but I'll give a hint. One of them is a music movie, documentary, if you will.
Oh.
The other one is a Crossroads is a good guess. Bohemian Rhapsody. No, that's another good guess. Revenge of the Nerds is a good guess too. I've seen that like 1 million times, but
I've never even seen that. Revenge of the Nerds. What's that?
Revenge of the Nerds. It's a movie about nerds that at the end they kick ass, right? They kick the jocks' asses by winning the walk the line, that thing you do. Wow,
I love it. That's great.
I've seen all those movies. Now this is a movie. Here, I'll give you guys. So I was born in 1971. And one of these movies I saw twice in the theater when I was, I'll say 19. And one of the movies I saw in the theater when I think I was 15. And that one was the second movie in a series of movies. How's that for? So while people were
Terminator 2.
No, that was later, but that's another good one. Charles, Bradley, Johnny, we're stuck in here. We're stuck in start because we're trying to figure out what movies that I saw. There's 18 people on here putting their heads together, trying to figure out what are the first of the 3 movies that I saw. I'm just going to give them to you because you're not going to get them. One was European Vacation.
Oh my God! You saw
only because Erica Hattendorf was in the theater. I wanted.
Yeah, I mean, she's a good-looking girl, Erica.
Was I can get the yearbook out somewhere. And the other one I actually saw in the theater 3 times. Imagine. John Lennon movie. I saw that 3 times.
Right, okay.
Twister. Oh my gosh, no! I have this. What's the guy's name? He just passed away recently. That was in Twister. He was also in Titanic. Rose, will you take us back? That guy, the terrible actor with the space.
I'm fortunate never to have seen Titanic.
It's a good movie. It's well done, but
I knew the ending already. You know.
Me too. There's 2 different parts to it. The part where they go back and they do the thing, that's pretty good. There's another part that sets it up where there's a modern day guy that's looking for this thing, and that part is stupid. And that's the Bill Paxton, I think his name is. That right? Tom Paxton.
Paxton died recently, didn't he?
Yeah, Bill.
Right, last night at my gig, I discovered that Bill Withers had died, which made me quite sad, actually.
Bill who? Bill who?
Bill Withers.
Bill Withers. When did he die?
2 years ago, apparently.
Oh, so it's been a while. You're just discovering that Bill Withers died 2 years. Did you know?
Yeah, well, I'm a bit slow on the uptake with a lot of these newsy sorts of things.
Let me give you a couple others. Freddie Mercury, dead. Johnny Cash, dead.
No.
Yep. George Harrison.
Next, you're going to tell me Beethoven's dead.
Isn't it crazy that how long George Harrison's been dead for? I can't believe it's 25 years.
20 years?
Right?
Yeah, at least. Yeah.
That's unbelievable. Yeah, Bill Paxton. Thanks, Jeff. That's right. Batman Returns. No.
Good on you, Jeff.
So thing about me, I don't like science fiction. I mean, I don't like it at all. I don't like fantasy. I really can't stand that. And comic book movies, I have no interest at all. And hey, Cletus.
Jimi Hendrix dead.
Dead. Yes, absolutely. Jim Morrison, dead. Yeah. Here's a little interesting. Let me give you a little interesting trivia. I think I've done this on the
man.
Jerry Lee Lewis just died, really?
Yeah, yesterday. I did know that.
Is he a registered sex offender or not?
Oh, let's not talk about that.
So, wow, we had 18, now we're down to 14 because nobody cared about my about
the movies. But that's okay. So, should we actually do what we were here to talk about?
Yeah, let's do what we were here to do. We're going to talk about riffs, classic riffs. George Washington is dead, yes. Classic riffs that also, I'm sorry, I'm just thinking about George Washington. I'm just going to give you like dates and stuff like that, but nobody cares about
do it. Let's talk about classic riffs that
are also great exercises. They're great warm-up exercise, great finger exercises. And Simon's going to start us off.
Oh my God. Okay, so I'm going to start us off with a song by Iron Maiden.
Iron Maiden, okay.
The great British metal band. And this is actually a good exercise for your right hand. Nobody ever talks about right hand exercises. They're all like, look at me with my left hand. Right hand exercise. And we're going to go. So you're going to play an E, 7th fret of the A string. Get your guitars out, folks.
Yeah, everybody get your guitars.
We're going to do this together. It's going to be a beautiful thing. Though we don't have a camera in your room, which frankly would be a bit weird, we are gonna.
I just told him that, Luis. I just told Simon that. Just told him that 5 minutes ago. That's the only thing.
I didn't know that.
Adrian Smith signature Jackson. Nice. Jeff has the Adrian Smith signature Jackson.
So we're gonna play E E E G E E, right? And make sure you go down up, right? It's pretty early for all that business, but it's a cool exercise, right? So yeah. You know? Oh, man.
Who knows that song? Anybody out there know that song?
Does anybody know that song?
Jeff,
I don't know.
Jeff will know that song, right?
Well, if he's got an Adrian Smith Jackson.
There it is, right?
Yeah. Perfect, man.
Practice
so that is like the beginning bit, you know, and then he goes, all that kind of business.
Yeah. It's like
Oh man!
Yeah, I know that one for sure.
Yeah, so I loved that when I was. I think I really liked that. Just that song. I don't know. Something about that song is great. So
other than Jeff, who can name the lead singer on that song other than Jeff? I know Jeff has got to know that. Anybody else know the lead singer on that song? Phantom of the Opera by Iron Maiden.
Iron Maiden.
Yeah.
Oh yes, I know that. I know the answer to that. Yeah, it's a bit like that. Jeffrey, you're absolutely right. A lot of that metal
Beethoven.
music is
It's
sort
like
of almost like a neoclassical vibe, right?
similar to Beethoven, yes.
So
All right,
I've got a cool story about Iron Maiden. My mum and dad's neighbours, their kid used to be the manager of Iron Maiden from about 1975 to about 1978.
Really?
And yeah, and
I know the answer to this one.
they, they had their original singer then, the guy before the guy that we're talking about.
No. The guy we're talking. Oh, there's a guy before the guy we're talking about.
Yeah, there's a guy before the guy.
The guy before the guy.
The guy before the guy, and the guy before the guy. And so my neighbour's son was like, they weren't really going anywhere, so he quit. A week later, they had the guy that we're talking about, the actual guy.
The guy, yeah.
And then they became Iron Maiden.
I'm happy that we didn't lose all of our. Oh, there we go. They're dropping like flies. No, I'm kidding. All right.
Excellent.
All right, so we got. So
Bruce.
it looks like it was too tough of a question for most people. It's okay.
Bruce Dickinson.
No, not Bruce Dickinson.
He sings on that, doesn't he?
No, Simon didn't even know the answer. Paul Di'Anno. Paul Di'Anno is the lead singer on that. Jeez,
on Iron Maiden's Phantom of the Opera.
Even Jeff got it wrong.
No, there you go.
Iron Maiden, Phantom of the Opera. Paul Di'Anno. All right, everybody, go do your Iron Maiden. It's too bad Gabe is not on here. Gabe would have known the answer to that. Gabe.
Okay. Right, well, there you go. What do I know?
Anyway, Simon, redeem yourself.
Have you got a warm-up riff? Have you got a warm-up riff? There's doubles as a warm-up riff, Mark, for us.
Yeah. So, who was giving it movies and stuff? I know his real name, but he likes to keep a low profile, so I'm not going to say it. It starts with an R though. So R was talking about how Life in the Fast Lane was originally a warm-up exercise, one of Joe Walsh's. I think he was just going, what is it? You're doing that, and then I think Don Henley heard it, and they rounded it off.
Yeah.
So the key to this one is you can play this two different ways. You can also go, and this way is actually a better warm-up exercise, even though this is not the way that they do it on the record. So what I do when I play this, for those of you that want to learn it, is rather than slapping my finger on, I actually kind of make like you would with a power chord, only I've got this finger barring 5 and 4 and these two fingers playing 5 and 4. So then you're going to slide down, play it slowly.
Yep.
Sorry, you there?
That's cool.
And then you can go like this too. You can do like. This is a good picking exercise because you're doing alternate picking, and you have to do some string skipping, and you have to figure out. So here's another thing. We'll get into a little lesson here. One of the things that you all should be aware of, if you're not already, is whether you are an inside picker or an outside picker. You're going to do a little bit of both, but most people gravitate towards one or the other. And what do I mean by that? So let's say you're picking the 4th and 3rd string. So you're going to pick down on 4 and up on 3. That would be an outside picker, right? If you pick up on 4 and down on 3, you're an inside picker. So, and it really makes a difference if you're doing like an arpeggio exercise, like, something like, what was it? Can't even do it. Anyway, if you're doing it, I can't play anymore. But if you're doing arpeggios and things like that, you'll find that depending on where you start and how many notes are on each string, you'll end mostly on the inside or the outside. And especially if you play like bluegrass or anything fast, then you really have to figure out most bluegrass players are inside pickers.
Really? That's fascinating. I had no idea. So my thing has always been like, if you're on the beat, you go down. If you're on the offbeat, you come up.
Right, but it depends. If you're playing odd number of notes per string, then you could do the opposite. You could downstroke on the down on the.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, right. That's interesting. So I guess I always take a sort of, what do they call that? Economy picking, when you basically just take a common sense approach to which direction you go in.
So a lot of the guys on here tonight are older guys. I don't mean old, but at least in their 30s. So how many of you grew up, have been playing for 20 plus years, grew up playing, just becoming really good alternate pickers and it becoming nearly impossible to do economy picking? Because that's me. I grew up, there wasn't economy picking, or at least I didn't know about it when I was a kid. And it's very difficult. I remember when I first learned Cliffs of Dover, I spent more time trying to learn the economy picking when I realized that, first of all, I was never going to get it completely up to speed, and that it was much faster. I was much more fluid and faster playing it as a just playing alternate picking the whole way through. But
yeah, that's cool.
But you do economy picking, huh?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I think it's just because I don't know. I just find sometimes, like 9 times out of 10, you're going to go. You're going to play your kind of stuff.
Uh-huh.
But now I need to play something to figure out what I'm doing,
I mean, if I'm doing something like this, Simon.
So, right. Yeah, I'm generally going with wherever I am in the bar there.
Would you consider this economy picking if I just went like this, where I'm, going all down there?
Yeah. I got to say, if I was playing that lick, though, I would come up on the 5, on the top string.
Right.
Yeah.
See, I guess I do economy pick then. I'm talking about like doing like something like over 140 beats a minute where you can struggle to, to keep on time with 16th notes where you have to economy pick. I consider that more economy picking. Like if I'm doing something like this, right there, I'm going down, using all down strokes.
Yeah, right. I generally try not to play any faster than about 120 beats a minute. I just can't keep up.
There's really no reason to, unless there's a song that has it in it, right? I mean,
man, you got to have the groove, man. You can't have the groove at 150 beats a minute.
Not to have the groove at 150 beats. I used to be able to do that for a very short period of time.
Yeah.
I could do that.
Okay, so that was a good one.
Your turn. Yeah,
I've got a good one. So I seem to be picking obscure ones today a little bit, but not obscure, I guess.
Turn your volume down just a tad, just a smidge.
I'll stop.
Yeah, I'm at 29,957 subs. So tomorrow I should cross the 30,000 line. Crazy.
That's exciting.
Ridiculous. I can't believe it.
So. Right. So this is Plug In Baby by Muse.
Plug In Baby by Muse.
So you get that. That kind of thing. And it's this full-on sort of rock riff, but it's terrific for getting that pattern. Which is a very sort of standard sort of major scale sort of pattern, which is really, really cool.
That's cool. I like that.
Yeah, it's a really cool tune, actually. They're a British band, Muse. You have those guys over there in America?
Yeah, I know Muse, and I know
they came out a bit after Radiohead in the UK, and this Plug In Baby was one of their first tunes, but they're still putting tunes out. He's actually quite an innovative guitar player. He has all this clever stuff on his guitars. His name is Matt Bellamy. Anyway, but you get this. And then that loops. So you yeah, and then and then it just loops, and it's pretty quick. So it's an excellent exercise. I used to teach when I used to teach more kids. I used to teach that to kids because they thought it was cool, and I was sneakily teaching them like an actual exercise at the same time. True story.
How do you say, the stuff that you use to cook with, the foil? What do you call that?
Aluminium foil?
Aluminium. I knew you were going to say that. Yeah, we call it aluminum over here in the.
Tin foil, but it also you get a bit tin foil.
Aluminium. That's what I'm going to start calling it. Aluminium.
It's aluminum, isn't it?
Aluminum. I don't know what I mean, if everybody, I guess if everybody in England and everybody in the, from the motherland, whether it's Australia, do you still consider yourself? Well, you were born in the UK, so.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Australian now, mate. I was in Australia 20 years.
Well, let me tell you something. I've been in
Georgia
I've been in Atlanta for 15 years, and I will always be a New Englander, or at least I grew up in Connecticut, and Connecticut is part of New England, which is, but I grew up in what's called the tri-state area. There's a little nub on the end of Connecticut, which is right in the New York metropolitan area.
Right.
And so I grew up in the New York area. So I speak more like a New Yorker, and
right.
My personality is probably more, towards that, whatever the stereotype is of a New Yorker.
Yeah.
Fast paced, giving the bird, although I don't do that anymore.
Do you know in somebody just mentioned Don't Speak by No Doubt, and there's
that one?
There's Don't Speak by No Doubt. Do you know that?
Yeah.
Is that the?
Yeah, You and Me Together.
Yeah. But the solo in that is very exercisey, actually.
The solo in that isn't that an acoustic solo in that? Acoustic guitar, I think.
Sorry. Then. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's interesting. You talk about acoustic solo. I think a lot of acoustic songs are like that. I only have 14 acoustics behind me. I can't grab one right now. But what's the Amy is acoustic, the solo, right?
Yeah, that kind of thing. Yeah.
That's also, like kind of a pentatonic, right? Something like that. Something similar to that, not exactly that, but
yeah. But the same kind of situation. You can see that there. There's a lot of this. Those.
I know this solo. Now that you play it, I definitely know it.
Those. Really good. Actually, this is actually good exercise. That is actually not a song. But you can hear it being played. You hear it played in a lot of songs. The sort of thing where let's just play in C major, for example, and you play fours or threes, and then you go back. So imagine if you had a set of steps in front of you, and you had 4 steps. You play 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 2, 3, 4, 5, then 3, 4, 5, 6, that kind of thing. Yeah. So you play like 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you start on the second note you just played, right? Second note you just played, that kind of thing. And initially, it's really hard to get that in your head if you've never played that before. So as you go past the second note, think, this is the second note. So you go, this is the second note. This is the second note. Yeah?
Can you do it backwards, though?
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. And you hear that kind of thing all the time, like in Master Blaster by Stevie Wonder, right? It goes. Something like that. And then, right? So that is just a 3, 3, 3, right? So that's a really common one. That's also in the solo in Pink Floyd, The Wall by Pink Floyd.
There's another one. If you're a I'm sorry, finish your thought.
No, that's all right. But he goes like that kind of thing. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, so if you're a pentatonic person, guy, girl, I don't know, is Sandra on tonight? I don't see her on there yet. She'll probably come on in a little bit and apologize for being late, even though she is
it's like 4 o'clock.
Everywhere all the time. So you can do it in groups of 6. You can go.
Oh, that's good. Yeah.
Or groups of 5 is even better. If you try to do odd groupings, it's a little bit more challenging. But
well, yeah. So that the Iron Maiden thing I was talking about before, where you're like, as an exercise, just going 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, but then playing in 5s.
Right.
It's super hard.
Yeah, it is.
Because you're always going the other way on the next group, if you know what I mean. So if you do something like that, if you're going 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, and then you play quavers, 8th notes, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. You do triplets. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. And then semi-quavers, 1E and a 2E and 3E and a 4E and for most normal people that's plenty. But then try and do 5s over the 1. It's pretty tricky.
He's not going to demonstrate for you now. He's not like me. I go for anything. Songs I haven't played in 30 years. I just stumble through it.
I literally I was still playing guitar last night at some ungodly hour, and my brain is not ready for that, frankly.
Yeah, Simon and I usually have like a little rap for just a couple minutes before the what is this? In the Beginning, Wish You Were Here has a nice. Yeah, that one is. Let me grab my acoustic here without making too much noise. We'll go to the acoustic. Although I do have some. I'll play all my electric riffs on the acoustic. That'll make them that much better finger exercises.
Yeah. Hey, movies and stuff. Hey, would it be a good idea to? Are chords necessary to learning the guitar? This bit's hard.
Is that right? Yeah. He plays. I do a video on this. He actually takes his third string off and uses a steel string. Exactly. Yeah.
Like in Patience by Guns N' Roses.
This was also a warm-up exercise. A Sweet Child of Mine.
Yeah, D arpeggio. Right?
So you can do that.
Going back to the Wish You Were Here.
Yeah.
The best thing about that solo is when it goes, all that, and then that's the best bit.
Is that what he plays right there?
Yeah, he basically plays like a G. It's cool, huh? So he goes up, down, pull off, up, down, up, G.
Yeah, I play a G. I just play the G note though.
No, it's better. Much better.
Hey,
yeah.
How are you, Gabe?
It's cool. It's a great intro one if you're going to learn that second position of the minor pentatonic.
How many people out there know all 5? Here, we're going to see what we're dealing with here. Of the 18 folks on here, how many know all 5 positions of the pentatonic?
You got to know that.
Huh? Most
That's
people.
A gimme.
How many people can play the 3-note per string, all 7 positions of the major scale?
You got to know that.
The major scale in the 6 positions.
Yeah, you got to know that.
He's got that. How about what else is there? What's the next? Who knows all the notes on the guitar without it? Just
I think those
a heartbeat. A lot of people don't.
No, it's funny. I get a lot of people who are intermediate guitar players, and they come in and they're like, "I want to learn the Phrygian mode, or I want to learn the whatever." And then I always say, "Okay, well, do you know all the positions in the pentatonic and the major scales?" And they're just like, "No." I said, "Well, let's learn that first, because that's the sort of thing that is actually useful." I find.
Well, I was showing a student the other day. Yesterday, I was showing a student how he only knows the G major scale. Excuse me, he's playing it here. And I was explaining to him how he also knows the A Dorian, right? So if I'm just going like this, right? Then that's an A Dorian. It's no longer a G major scale. And what were we doing? It was actually, you know what it was? It was Pat Metheny's GDK opinionator will appreciate this. Pat Metheny's version of Ferry Cross the Mersey.
Oh, right.
My God. Is in D Mixolydian. So I was explaining to him, he's like, I can't play D Mixolydian. I'm like, you can play all 7 modes if you know one major scale. You just, you shift around. It's the chords that are playing behind you that determine the scale. That's if you're playing a G major scale and I'm going like this, you're playing D Mixolydian. You're no longer playing G major. I always tell people that it's the rhythm guitar player that dictates what you're playing.
That's right.
I could be going like this all day long. If you're going like this, it's a C major scale. It's not a C major pentatonic, not an A minor pentatonic. Yeah, it doesn't matter where you start. It matters what the harmonic reference point is.
Most famous Mixolydian, I think, is probably "We Are Family" by Sister Sledge.
Definitely the most. Also, hey, here we go. What was that? What sports team used that as their theme song? You got to give me the team in the year. See who gets that one.
No idea.
Team of the year.
I'm assuming it's American, some kind of American team.
It's an American team. Yes.
American team that competes in America for a World Series, maybe.
Yep, that's right. So far, so good. You know the team?
We know. We love all that. We think that's great.
Do you know the team?
No, I've got no idea.
I just think the whole World Series thing is awesome. Yeah. Well, when it was originally called the World Series, with the first World Series back in 1903, nobody else played baseball. I mean, nobody else had really organized baseball. So, and Americans, we like to just put our stamp. If we do it, then it's.
I love you guys.
Yeah.
I love that whole World Series. That is that regular thing that comes up.
Well, now that
blokes down the pub conversation.
Now that 2/3 of the players are from the Dominican Republic or from some Latin American country, or even a lot of players coming from the Far East now.
Yeah, from Japan. Baseball is massive in Japan, hey?
Yeah, they're good too. I think the U.S. hasn't won he says 83 Mets. No, the answer is the 1979 Pittsburgh Pirates. We Are Family, Sister Sledge.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Anybody know who were the 2 stars on that team? Let's see if anybody knows that.
I know like 2 baseball players.
All right, go ahead. Give us another one, Simon. We have 20 people.
Another riff that is good as a warm-up is any of those sort of surf guitar things. So like what's that one called?
Pipeline? A pipeline? Oh no, I know it's called Walk Don't Run, right? Somebody else mentioned that earlier, actually. Somebody
A minor. Da, da, da. You're doing all that.
Also 25 pretty good. Before, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Little extra chord there, Stairway to Heaven. What else do we have? There's another song. There's a song by the Grassroots, I think, that goes like that. Starts off. Anybody know that one?
Yeah, there's
Orville,
only so
maybe
many songs.
Orville knows that one, the Grassroots. Although Orville's.
Yeah, so any of those surf things, like I quite like for an alternate picking sort of thing, is also a good one where we're patchy, right? Because you eventually get to the sorry. And then the best bit in the whole song. Which is just beautiful, right? And all that kind of.
Bodhisattva, that's a good one, right? You know?
Yeah, that's a good one.
Anybody know that one? Into that little. Is that Skunk or is that Denny Diaz? I forget who does that one. All right, let's get back. What else do we have? We had some other good ones. You know, an easy one for some of you beginners, if you want a downstroke, you can actually take this. I'm going to get my electric back because you have multiple levels of this one. So a lot of students learn Crazy Train is one of their first riffs that they learn, right?
Yeah, right. Okay.
And if you listen to Crazy Train carefully, not only is Randy Rhoads playing all downstrokes, but he's also using pick harmonics pretty much the entire time. See my beard? Let's see what we got here. So he's, first of all, if you want to play it, it's a good back and forth. You've got, so you're bouncing off the F sharp on the 6th string. So
oh yeah, that's all. Yeah,
into
right.
it, the accents are all downbeat. So you want to play all down because it's not. Hey Andy, how's it going? Andy was an original member of this little live stream, and then he goes like this. He actually, I don't know how many of you know how to do artificial pick harmonics where you. You have to pick harmonic each one. If you listen to it carefully, that's what he's doing.
Yeah,
he's
cool.
also triple tracking it, which makes it hard to really get the sound. Randy triple tracked all of his parts, including the solos, which that last run on the solo is ridiculously fast. It's an Eric Johnson-esque riff. What else do we have? We had some other ones too. What else did we?
So those are my right-hand ones. I think a lot of those sorts of A Voice Back in Town is like a major scale thing. There. All that kind of stuff is really, really good. Somebody mentioned before about chord practicing things.
Good. They asked. Answer this one first, Simon.
Size picks. I know that some lunatics that like those things that are like this thick. I use this is an 88, which I knew it felt weird for a reason, but I use 1 millimeter, and I use these. Can you see? Those Jim Dunlop Max Grip.
Yeah, I like the I like what are these picks made of? The ones that are like the regular old
Tortex. It's all Tortex.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. So I like those, and I use typically if I'm playing rhythm, I like an 88 or a 96 with a rounded edge. I figures I pick a brown one up. And if I'm playing a solo, I like a more of a pointed edge on it. And this is and also Simon also play with about 1 millimeter. If you're somebody
these 1 millimeter these Max Grip ones just are awesome. It's impossible to drop it. I knew there'd be a Dunlop Jazz 3s person.
Dunlop Jazz 3s. What are those?
They're the tiny ones that are like this thick.
They're 1.3, you mean?
No, they're like 7.5 or something. I don't know what they are.
It's ridiculously thick. Like more than yeah,
Maybe
Irish Oak
two?
is
Are they 2?
2 millimeters.
Something mad. Yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, if you're
And
gonna,
they've got indents for your fingers to hold it. That's how
so
thick
it
they are.
pushes it down a little bit more, so it's not actually.
I don't know, man.
Yeah, I cut down a JFK 50-cent piece, and I love it. Cut it down. Would you cut it down to 25 cents? Haha.
Very
Yeah.
good.
If you're gonna play, if you're somebody that likes to play with some pace, then you definitely want to pick that's. You don't definitely, because Pat Metheny uses like 0.25s, but it's definitely easier to play faster with a heavier pick. You know, your velocity should come not from your pick, but from your hand or your wrist, or depending on. Go ahead.
Yeah, Andy actually has mentioned a good one, stretchy stuff. So he mentioned the beginning riff in Under the Bridge. But a really good one is...
Right?
I was just going to say that.
That's a good one. Yeah. Keep that going. Every breath you take is another good one.
Yeah, that's a really good one.
Yeah.
I like that.
So GDK says light medium. So according to, I don't know if this is true, but Rick Beato, this is before Rick Beato did the interview, but Rick said that Pat Metheny orders the thinnest picks available, like 0.25s, and he takes like 100 of them and he goes through them one by one and he feels them, and he can feel the thickness within like, a thousandth of an inch or whatever. And he takes all the ones that are too thick and he throws them out, and he takes like the 10 thinnest ones of the 0.25s. I did cut out my ex-wife's face. Yeah, that was. Yeah. I'm friends with my ex-wife now, though. Never say never to anything, because my ex-wife definitely did not like me when she didn't like me when we were married. She definitely did not like me when we were divorced early on. I sat next to her today at a game. All right, we got to wrap it up soon. So give me one more, Simon. Hit me with your best shot.
A good practice, the Beatles' I Feel Fine riff. That is a good one. That is a good little finger one. Yes, so anything that,
Yeah.
All that kind of stuff is really, really good. But the stretchy, anything by the Police.
Every Breath You Take is a good one. Peter Gunn theme is a good one. Yeah. Everybody's getting good ones, definitely, yeah.
The Peter Gunn, the Peter Gunn thing is good.
Green Eyed Lady, right? By Sugarloaf, Green Eyed Lady. So that the riff where right before it goes into the to the chorus, it goes like that.
Oh, retro.
Like that. That's a good little one too. There's a thing that in the 12-hour, was it Steve Vai workout? He's like at a 12-hour workout. One of the things he does, calls it painting the neck, where he starts here, like let's say you start here and you go like this. Excuse me. You end up there on that side. Then you start from here, let's say. There. Now you end up there, so you go here. Like that. You keep doing it in different ways. You're basically starting with one finger, then two, then three, then four, and then you get back to the the opposite fingers. You end up with the pinky there. You stay in position the whole time.
Yeah, right. Hectic.
Maybe that'd be funny if we get blocked for the Steve Vai 12-hour workout. Point of order, World Series. I'm sure the series was sponsored after 1903 by the New York newspaper. Baseball's most popular sport in Cuba.
Nice. That Beatles thing is actually really good, Stretchy.
Yeah, definitely down in the G position. Yeah, down in the G position for sure it is. Up here, it's it's not too bad. All right, rock and roll. We're gonna cut it loose here. 45 minutes tonight.
Oh,
everybody, be safe. What else?
Always. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. Really do appreciate it. If you're on the replay and you made it this far, well, good for you. That was excellent.
Yes.
And do check out our channels. Mark's got heaps of awesome 12-string video fun.
Closing in on 50K. Be the 30. Don't unsubscribe so you can be the 30,000 subscriber. 'Cause you're not. I'm not giving anything away for that. But when I hit 100,000, when I hit 100,000 subscribers, I'm going to give away my Harley Benton double neck, and I'm going to buy a Gibson ES 1275.
Wow.
I've got to hit 100,000 subs first, and then I'll sell.
That's a lot of subs, my friend.
Yeah, I know it's a long way to go, and probably never say never, right?
Never say never. Never say never.
I'll tell you what.
Okay, thanks so much for watching, everyone.
Right, yeah.
Please do check out my channel as well.
Yeah,
I am at where am I? I am at youtube.com/Simon Morel. There's a bunch of other stuff. There's loads and loads of lessons. There's always lessons. I got this pretty obscure lesson this week. It was by the Derailers.
Who? What?
I know. It was a request from one of my Patreon people. So
the Derailers.
The Derailers. Has it really got to be that way? I think it's called.
What happened to my
so there you go. Career. Something for everybody.
All right. Good night, all.
I will see you later. Ciao. Bye.